You ever throw your controller across the room, then pick it back up 5 minutes later? Yeah. These were the games that broke us, but we kept coming back, not because they were fair, but because they were masterpieces in disguise. From impossible tutorials to puzzles that made us feel like cavemen, these are the PS1 classics that made us rage and still love every second.
Syphon Filter, you could play it stealthy, or like most of us, you just ran in guns blazing like Rambo with no plan, and then boom, mission failed. Why? Because you forgot the taser. Again. And yes, we all fried someone with that taser just to see how long it would last. It was both hilarious and kind of terrifying. The AI, laser accurate. The controls, kinda stiff. The camera, mid at best. But something about this game kept pulling us back. It felt gritty, cool, like a low-budget Bond movie where we were always out of ammo. Syphon Filter wasn't fair, it wasn't polished, but damn, it was fun.
Alundra.
You thought, oh, it's like Zelda, this will be easy. Nah, Alundra humbled us. The puzzles were brutal. No hints, no hand-holding, just pure, raw brain power, which most of us didn't have at age 10. You'd push a block the wrong way, restart the whole dungeon. You'd fall into a pit near the end, backtrack 3 rooms, and cry quietly. But here's the twist. The story was actually deep. People died, nightmares were real. It hit harder than expected for a pixel art game. And even though it made us feel like cavemen with mashed potato brains, we kept playing. Because beneath the pain, it was a masterpiece. Tomb Raider 2. You weren't fighting just tigers, traps, and ancient mysteries. You were fighting the camera. Lara jumped like a truck. Platforming felt like math class. Stand here, turn 90 degrees, take 2 hops forward, then pray. One wrong move, swan dive into a spike pit, or worse, reload from 20 minutes ago. And don't even get me started on the underwater sections. Out of air, out of sense of direction, just vibes and panic. But here's the thing, when you pulled off a perfect jump or solved a level after getting lost for an hour, you felt like a genius, an explorer, a badass. Lara didn't need saving, and somehow neither did we.
Dino Crisis. You boot it up thinking, oh, nice, it's like Resident Evil, but with dinosaurs. Then the raptor jumps through a window and you instantly regret everything. These dinos weren't slow, shambling zombies. They were fast, angry, and came in packs. You'd unload your entire clip, and it would just make them madder. Ammo? Scarce. Healing items? Scarcer. Panic? Constant. The puzzles didn't help either. Keycards, color codes, ancient terminals, all while you're bleeding out. And yet, we loved it, because no other game made us feel so alive while constantly on the edge of death. Medieval. You played it for the spooky vibes, but stayed because Sir Daniel was somehow the most lovable skeleton ever. But man, this game was pain. The camera? Drunk. The jumping puzzles? Designed by Satan. You'd miss one plank and fall all the way back down. Again and again and again. Combat felt like flailing around with a wet sword, and your health bar hated you. But somehow, through all the jank, the charm pulled you in. Medieval had heart, even if Sir Dan didn't have a jaw. It was spooky, funny, frustrating, and unforgettable. Soul Reaver. Dark atmosphere, deep lore, and a protagonist who literally lost his jaw, but never stopped talking. The game dropped you into this massive gothic world. No map, no guidance, just vibes and suffering. Shifting between the physical and spectral realms. Cool mechanic, until you forgot where you were supposed to go. Combat felt like a chore. Puzzle design? Brutal. Boss fights? More like solving a math equation while being punched in the face. But the writing? The world building? Ahead of its time. Soul Reaver wasn't just a game, it was a test, and if you stuck with it, you felt smarter than everyone else. Symphony of the Night. Beautiful visuals, god-tier music, legendary gameplay, and yet, most of us, had absolutely no idea what we were doing. The castle was huge. You go left, then right, then left again, unlock a door, get a new ability, then backtrack all the way through enemy-infested hallways. The map was your best friend and also your worst enemy. Some bosses were easy, others felt impossible. And don't even talk about the upside-down castle reveal. Minds were blown. Rage was real, but you stuck with it. Because this wasn't just another PS1 game. This was a masterpiece. Even if it made you rage, it also made you obsessed.
These games made us rage quit. But we always came back. That's the PS1 era. Painful, janky, unforgettable. Drop a like if you survived any of these, and hit subscribe. More nostalgia drops tomorrow.